goodness. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Pup Mommy, where it's all about the pups, of course. Last year I produced an 8-part video series, To Puppy or Not to Puppy, which presented 8 video questions in depth that I ask and you answer to find out if you're really ready for that puppy to add to your life and to your home. Well, in this year's updated version, I'm taking all 8 questions and I'm consolidating them into one video, which I hope you might find maybe even a little bit more useful. But if you would like to visit each of the 8 questions in more depth, then please check out each of these individual videos in the series. So are you really ready for that puppy? Well, let's find out. Okay, first question. Are you ready for a baby? Or if you already have children, are you ready for another? You see what I mean? And they're not even puppies anymore. You know, a puppy is nothing more than a 4-legged baby. In fact, when people adopt a puppy, they're usually these little 8 to 10 weeks of age. They're these cute little balls of fluff. But a puppy can also be 3 months of age, it can be 6 months, it can be 9 months, and even a year, depending on the breed. And like a human baby, it requires attention. And I mean a lot of attention. Oh, God. And then there are some adult dogs who never quite grow up out of their puppy food. Okay, guys, all right. We need to get this video underway again. This is little Allegra. She's 3 years old, and then the moose behind me is Nabucco. He's 2 years old. He's not actually a full-grown adult yet. He's still considered to be kind of in the adolescent stage. But anyway, we were talking about puppies. Now, as I was saying earlier, puppies are going to require a lot of attention, and they're probably going to keep you up at night like little babies will, at least for the first few times. And then, of course, they're going to require visits to the vet for vaccinations. They probably will occasionally spit up their food, and of course make a mess, like think diaper, and that you'll probably end up having to clean up. Well, of course you're going to clean it up. and as the puppy grows, just like a child, it's going to get into things. So you'll need eyes 360 degrees around your head, because a puppy, like a baby, tends to put everything into its mouth. And learn from my experience. Don't end up at the vet with a $2,000 surgery bill because of something the puppy got into because you forgot to put it away. So now question 2. Does everyone want a puppy? And for me, this is probably the most important question. If you have a family, that means everyone. Husband, wife, significant other, parents, brothers, sisters, siblings, whoever is going to come into contact with the dog on a daily basis has to be 100% on board. No reservations. And if there are some, then sit down and talk them through. Because otherwise, and I'm being really serious here, you're going to set yourself up for failure as well as the pup. And the moment that the dog does something that is going to tick off a member of the family, and there's crying, there's frustration, there's yelling, then that happy family goes out the window and the pup pays the price, possibly with a trip to the shelter. So question 3, have you given some thought as to what breed of dog that you want? Yes, please sit down. Yeah, yes, we are going to get into the training also, and we can see that you're not. Now, whether you adopt a purebred or a mixed breed from a shelter or a rescue, you have to really kind of give some thought about the kind of pup that you want before you go and adopt the pup. And when you're thinking about the pup, you're thinking about what it's going to be when it's an adult, the size, the weight, the activity level, whether it's a male or it's a female, long coat, short coat, no shed, what the temperament is. Because each of these characteristics needs to be thought out ahead of time, because they're really going to dictate the success that you and the pup have together, hopefully for a lifetime. And now moving on to question 4, too. Training. Do you have a plan? as to where and with whom you're going to train your dog. Because dogs need training. They need the basic commands, the sit, stay, down, come, leave it, and also how to walk on a leash. And it doesn't really matter whether you're getting a teacup Yorkie that's going to fit in your handbag or you're going to get a Great Pyrenees. The biggest mistake that people make is not training their dog. And then the pup, no matter its size, turns into a monster and can end up in a shelter, or worse, it can be euthanized. Not to mention, you could also be sued if, God forbid, that dog bites someone. You as an owner really do have to commit to the time and the training. It won't be done overnight. And if you're going to adopt, let's say, a large breed dog, kind of like my Shepherd, a Rottweiler, a Saint Bernard, a Cane Corso, an Akita, then you have the added responsibility of finding a professional trainer who is skilled in large breed, powerful dogs. And these trainers are not going to be found in Petco and PetSmart. Question number 5. Is your home puppy proof? Again, think child, think baby. Remember earlier that I said that a dog is still considered a puppy when it's, 12 months, even 18 months. And remember too, puppies like children are intensely curious. They can nudge open doors, they can nudge open drawers, they can find things on the floor, and as they grow, they can reach the remotes on the coffee table, and they can reach food on the counter when you're not looking that they shouldn't be getting into. And whatever you put away to keep a child safe, do the same thing with your puppy. I mentioned to you my Boston Terrier Chipper earlier. He was 10 weeks old when he ate one of my nylon stockings. Again, $2,000 later, I brought him home from the hospital after surgery to remove it, all because I was in such a hurry. And when I got home, finished an errand, I got to get outside, I got to mow that lawn before it rains, and there, I come back and, oh, I got to rush the puppy to the hospital. So now, question number 6. Do you have the time and the emotional commitment for a puppy? One of the biggest reasons that pups end up in a shelter is because people underestimate the time that a puppy takes. And I don't just mean walking the dog or feeding it. Dogs, and especially puppies, they're like teenagers and mobile phones. They're always on. In fact, from the time the little puppy wakes up in the morning, they're like little whirlwinds. They're nudging you with their toys, they're pawing at you for attention, they're barking at sounds that they hear, they're running back and forth to the window and the door, they're creating chaos with their toys or something else that they find. And also, emotionally, do you get frazzled easily? When you're on a conference call and the dog starts barking or lapping water that sounds like a moose drinking, or when you've just finished dusting and tidying up, only to find that the pup's tracked paw prints all over your clean floor or your carpet, or the pup swallowed something and now it's heaved onto your sofa. I kid you not, examples like the I just gave you are common. Got to think about that. And then we go into question 7, which kind of fits right in. Are you ready for maintenance that a puppy takes? And again, by maintenance, I mean, yes, you got the walks outside, yes, you got the potty training and the feeding and the grooming. We already covered that. But what about the laundering of the dog beds? The furniture covers, if you allow them on your furniture, and other bedding. And then the vacuuming and the dusting. Not only of the house, but if your pup travels with you in the car, you're going to have to clean that car too. And again, as I mentioned, your pup gets sick, it's, clean up. That's part of being a little puppy owner, whether on the furniture or on the carpet or on the floor. And it's always especially interesting if it's somewhere that you don't normally see, and then you find it 2-3 weeks after the fact. We won't even go into that. And then, of course, too, once the puppy enters the chewing phase and darn you didn't catch that puppy before he tore your seat cushion, or he thought it was fun to eat a drapery hem, or like my German Shepherd, ate the seat belts in my car's back seat. Now, finally, question number 8. Are you ready for the cost of owning a puppy? And the cost meaning the first year cost especially. Because the first year cost of owning a puppy can be anywhere from $2,000 for a rescue or a shelter dog to double or even triple that if you go to a breeder. Your largest expenses for the first year are going to be, of course, the pup itself, followed by food and veterinary costs. Now, again, if you adopt from a rescue, your average costs are going to be about $300. If you go to a breeder, your minimum costs are really going to be somewhere around $1,200. But depending on the breed and the breeder you choose, you're looking at probably about average of $3,000 or more. And then you have vaccination costs, spay-neuter costs, food costs, training costs, which will usually be at least $250 and up. And of course, if you are a first-time dog owner, then you've got the crates, the bedding, the collars, the leashes, the microchip, the toys, the pet cleaning supplies, the grooming, and whether you're a DIY or you're a professional. And remember, the larger the dog, the more expensive it is going to be to own it, because everything costs more. So there you have it. There are your 8 questions for you to really think about whether or not you are ready to have a puppy come into your life. Remember that a puppy, a dog, has the same 5 senses that we do, and that it feels emotion, from happiness and joy to sadness and depression. And not only that, it has memories. And how you treat your dog from the very beginning of its life, it will take those memories with it for the rest of its life. So please, please give some thought to these 8 questions. And if you can answer yes to most of them, then you're ready for a puppy. But if you've answered no, and especially to questions like 1, 2, and 6, which are you ready for a baby? Do you want another child? No. Does everyone want a puppy? No. And then question 6. Are you ready for the time and the emotional commitment? If you've answered no to those, especially those 3 questions, then you are not ready for a puppy. You are not ready for a dog. Not at this point in your life. So don't let this happen to you. Don't let it happen to the pup. So I want to thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. If you need any assistance in helping you determine whether you are the right pup for you, whether you should have one, how to go about finding one, or would like any type of more information from someone who's owned these pups for over 30 years, please contact me. My contact information is in the description section. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you're notified when I upload my next video. And with that, bye for now.